Welcome to the presentation about Unity Coalition and Ethics and the interview with Herb Sosa, their Executive Director. The nonprofit is Unity Coalition. They represent the Latinx, Hispanic, and Indigenous LGBT community through the advancement of equality and fairness through programs that, that have education qualities, leadership qualities, and awareness initiatives. And they've been around since 2002. Some more about this nonprofit. They have leadership in both Miami and Bogota. They produce workshops, they have a State of Hate Summit where they bring local, state, and federal law enforcement together to help reduce crimes. They have preferred pronoun workshops. They have productions with music and theater and dance to create innovation collaborations with an LGBTQI focus. The executive director that I interviewed was Herb Sosa, and he stated that what inspires him to lead the work that he does with Unity Coalition is the injustice, hate, and equality that we all wake up to each day, some much more than others, and his never-ending passion to influence positive change. The ability to use this privilege and position for good, for positive change, for equality, and to strive to give everyone a seat at the table. That is what inspires him every day. So he was asked, hey, what ethical values are important for nonprofit organizations and their leaders? Tell me more. And he stated that to foster an ethical culture, he encourages financial competence, transparency, mutually beneficial investments in the relationship with their constituencies, and incorruptibility. These values help to reinforce an ethical environment. Honesty, integrity, transparency, and confidentiality are values that are expressed in their code of ethics that every one of their board members is required to sign. Honesty and integrity are both integrated as funders are choosing to believe their mission and financially support projects that will turn their goals into reality. Honesty reinforces the information that they present. By conforming to high standards of transparency, they are less vulnerable to scandal. Transparency equates to greater safety. It protects them from unethical behaviors, thereby preventing the expenditure of resources to mitigate the consequences of such behaviors. Uh, they place importance on the specific interests of donors and their constituents. This way, there's a match between the needs of donors and constituents with with that of their mission and goals. Some additional actions that reinforce ethical values is, they demonstrate ethical leadership by thanking donors in a timely fashion and being and transparent in all their operations and their solicitations. They even try to further be environmentally sustainable through all their events to demonstrate respect for the planet and as a matter of equity. Herb Sosa, he states that he serves in his role as a role model. He's a role model for his board members and volunteers, and this helps his team understand what behavior is acceptable. He also offers ethics training to his board members. To further transparency, he updates his website with program information, board information, highlights about their organization, and any kind of financial statements or in their IRS letter of determination. Regarding confidentiality, it was expressed that he maintains a large amount of data, including donor information, member lists, and other confidential documents. His constituency expects that his organization remain vigilant in taking steps to protect this information and taking actions when such information has been misappropriated. Well, how do these examples help lead the organization? Well, for starters, it shows donors that his organization is trustworthy and committed to ethical values. It helps to prevent fraudsters. These examples also help create clear boundaries, helps to guide their policy development, and helps them to ask the right questions and create systems designed to motivate ethical actions. And these examples can even boost morale by making people feel happier being part of the organization. So I asked him what particular challenging or thorny issue he has faced, and he told me a story about how bank officials notified him about some irregularities in their bank account, and he had to act quickly to find the culprit. An investigation revealed that a large amount was taken by a board member, and this investigation resulted in the termination of that board member. And how were those challenges met, and what can be learned from these issues in terms of ethics? So after that incident, it was time to really reflect upon policy and and their procedures. And so they limited the number of debit cards and credit cards that were in circulation because the more that are out there, it can lead to possible problems. He ensured that two board members must approve the creation of one in the future. And he and his board members, they review credit card statements and their financial reports, and they review them and they look at expenditures made prior to payments. They also make sure to really hyper analyze their statements to see if there's been any kind of irregular withdrawals. But in addition to that, to prevent check forgery, um, they you do more online billing, and it's easier for board members to review bills, and then for a third party to make payment after approval. This way there isn't like floating checks, you know, circulating around. So, what kind of expectations and standards does the board from this organization have? Well, some of his expectations of the board include becoming an ambassador. Board members are uniquely poised to spread the news about their organization and their mission. There's a contribution, if not through the financial, monetary means, but the contribution of time and skills. Board members with specific skills can help provide assistance in key areas, whether it be video production, whether it be graphic design, whether it be website support. Another expectation is to assist with fundraising um, and to assist with big events and the logistics and the production that come with doing an event. And of course, attending meetings. Meetings is very important because it was expressed by Mr. Sosa that, without attending meetings, his board simply won't be able to act effectively. And what kind of expectations do like his constituents hold? Well, for long-term impact and mission fulfillment, they must earn and keep the trust of funding agencies, private donors, constituents, and the broader community they serve. It's all by being ethical helps the long-term impact and mission fulfillment. Constituents expect the mission to be realized. They expect uninterrupted programming throughout the year. They want tangible results. Constituents also expect efficiency. It confirms that their contributions are not funding big salaries or expensive office renovations. Um, they expect efficiency and that the funds are used well. But also, constituents expect transparency. When you're not transparent, it suggests that questions exist concerning the health of the operation. And that is the end of my presentation today. Thank you for viewing. Have a very good day.